Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another base being rather precariously set up due to the way it's basically on a singular column that goes all the way up into the sky, because this is Tower 49, which you might recognise from Oblivion. So this is a very fancy base that features a small docking pad for a medium-ish sized ship to come and dock up to, unload and load any kind of cargo that you need for your adventure. We've got a couple of the basics you need to actually survive in survival mode, such as a medical bay and a assembler. We also have an O2HU generator connected up to a cargo container, and we do have a rather luxurious and clean looking overall base, where as you can see we do have a swimming pool out front, so we can, if we want to, pretend to swim in that. We also have a lot of places, especially in our small engineering section, where we can upgrade it with different things if you wanted. So if you do want to use this in survival mode, you then got plenty of places for you to put in a small refinery, and other bits and pieces they need to make this base operational. But it comes with one singular catch that I did mention at the very start. This is on a singular column pillar, therefore to zoom all the way out, that is what we get. And it goes all the way down to the ground until we get this little support section right here, that just beams all the way across some steel plates, and then get buried into the ground. All you need is one pesky drone to come over here and destroy one of those column pieces, and this whole base will come crumbling down. And I think that's how I'm going to end this video later on. I'll just simply blow it up. I would just go down with the ship. Yes, all the way up to here, and looking at like so, pressing F10, finding in the spawn menu, the Oblivion Tower 49 is 790 large blocks, using a couple of the DLC packs. We see here it's got itself a medical bay, O2HU generators, it's pressurized, it's got a very small PCU count, and then down here we can see it says it makes a nice place to live and could be a base, but you will need production, which we've already talked about. So we're going to give this thing a thumbs up, move around towards, I suppose, down here. We'll work our way all the way up, and then go around on foot, and have a look at what's going on with the interior. So for the very bottom of this, what we've got are a bunch of beam blocks come all the way down to the ground, with some steel blocks that just go into the ground. You have to come all the way across, that's how it looks like all the way around. I did have to use the Vauxhall tools to actually make this sit perfectly onto the ground, so there's a mess I made with the Vauxhall hands, just trying to make it nice and flat on this surface. I say flat, it's very wobbly and bobbly, but there we are. We come all the way up to the middle, there we are, we just got our beam blocks going all the way around with our steel blocks in a little cross section, and that comes up to our columns that go up and up and up and up and up, all the way until we get to a little section right here, where we've got like a little balcony, which we could, if we really wanted to, remove this part right here, this little railing, then have a ladder coming all the way down. But I'll go do that right now. So with a ladder, what you could do is I'll go like that. There we go, the controls got a little bit stuck there. But yes, you could make a ladder going all the way down to this base section, so then you could just hop up onto those beam blocks, climb all the way up, spend half an hour climbing up to that. Now you can actually get inside and up to the station without needing to use your jetpack or using a ship. It's just hiding that and leaving it as such. Just having a little look around here. So here we've got some lovely unfinished rounded window blocks come all the way around onto this section as well with another railing. Then eventually we get up to this part, we've got some steel blocks with a light, and then a large set of stairs come all the way up to the actual main body. We won't take a look at that just yet because we'll go around on foot and get a much better look. Instead we're going to zoom away from here and come up to this part right here. So here's a small docking pad where we can just about fit in maybe a small mining ship and a small fighter side by side. But we'll be using this to get in and out of the station if we do want to climb up that massive ladder that I just built. We've got some yellow lights to line the side, even more railings on the backside, so you accidentally fall off this thing as we were to try and get over to the station. Then come in with this part right next to our docking pad, and then got our swimming pool which is made out of window blocks, and a projector currently projecting a bunch of blue blocks. It's just a handy way to get around not having water as Space Engineers, and it has been a very common theme all throughout this game's life. Anyway, for the main body itself, once again we've got some more armoured panels going around the outside with some railings on top to make sure we don't fall off this thing. In the middle here we can see our windows, and rounded windows to give it a nice clean, smooth look around the edge here. A bunch of interior lights along the top there. There's our doorway to get inside it, and we can see a lot of stuff going on in the middle there. And I will mention right now that there is a table made out of some magnetic plates, which does look absolutely fantastic. It's one of the first times I've ever seen anyone use those blocks as such, or in that way. It does work exceptionally well. In fact, I'll just put the camera all the way through very quickly here. And there it is. We've got some chairs. There's our magnetic plate, or landing leg even. It's just been clipped into the ground and does work very well for a small table. Anyway, out of this and onto the side, there's our railings going all the way across to another doorway, where we once again come across some more windows with a rounded design. Then around the back here we go, we've got some rounded armoured panels that just come all the way across. Onto the opposite side, there's our doorway that goes into our little engineering bay that'll eventually lead down to that platform, then all the way down to those stairs and ladders that lead down to the bottom onto the ground. Then moving all the way up at the top here, then you've got a secondary room where we've got our 49 to label this tower as Tower 49. There's some more steps coming up to a doorway, which would be like a small little office. But I can't actually remember what it was in the movie, but I'm sure it was something important. But we'll get a better look at that when we go around on foot. Yes, that's that for the very top there. I suppose what we'll do now is just look down. So there's some windows peer down to our main living quarters. Across there's our swimming pool. There is the docking pad where we're currently standing. Then dropping down and coming underneath this thing. There we go. There's the bonfire swimming pool. Across there's our steps. And then under there, we do have an air vent so I can auction from the surrounding areas. Make sure we've got plenty in our tanks. And to make sure we are fully pressurized on the interior, which was what was clearly labeled on the Steam Workshop page. And I think with that, that's basically it for this building. So what I'm going to do now is not climb up the ladder. I'm going to now drop my character all the way down onto this section, so that'll be good enough. Just having a little look around here. So we've got a nice look at the land ahead. We can see a lovely little ice patch in the distance. Then in the surrounding areas, we've got a bunch of snowy mountains. There's our ladder to get up and down, and there's our light on each side. So running up these ladders, or running up these stairs even, all the way up to here, we now come all the way around. There's our air vent we talked about just a second ago. Up to here, we now get an even better view of what's going on all the way around here. Then up to here, past this section, they come into a little doorway. Closing up this is the area that you use to upgrade yourself. So if you want to have more assemblers on here, if you want to have a refinery on here, which is currently missing, this will be the place where you put it. Because it is currently quite bland, not much going on here. It's simply a light doorway. There is your basic assembler. There's a cargo container for you to put stuff inside, such as ice, for the O2H2 generator on the floor above. Walking through here, again, nothing much going on. Plenty of places for you to simply upgrade and decorate yourself. And through this section, through this doorway, we're now onto the section above. So we now look down at that place that we just started with, and of course down onto the ground. And once again, a fantastic view all the way around. Yes, coming up these steps, up to here, and now we're onto the main platform. So there's our interior, there's our doorway to get inside. Walking around over to here, here's the platform we saw at the very start. And yes, like I said, compared to the engineer, we should be able to get at least 1 or 2 small ships onto here, so you can mix and match depending on what you need on your adventure. Now we come around to here. Down to this part, we now get into our little fake little swimming pool. So down we go into the projected blue blocks. Of course, it is only projecting on the surface. Once we're down here, can't really see too much. But looking down, that's rather scary due to how clean the glass is. Looks like we could fall down at any moment. Yes, walking up to here, all the way around, ignoring that door on the side, we now come into this doorway and head into the main living quarters. And here we are. So what we're greeted with is a bunch of different blocks. We've got our chairs and table that we talked about on the right hand side. On the left hand side, we see a bunch of kitchen blocks, and of course little counters for you to tend to cook your food on and prepare your food and all that. Then right in the very middle of the screen is our O2H2 generator, connected up to that cargo container right below, which we saw as we went through that engineering section. Moving forward slightly, there's our air vent connected to that air vent below the station, so we've got a nice pressurized interior. Around here is our little seat to sit on, and there's our little table. And of course, we can just walk around here and get a good view of what's going on, see all the ships flying in and out, and see who's stuck up onto the station and is now chilling in your swimming pool. And around to here, they've got our beds on the back section. There's a doorway that links around into that part right there. Into this part, we've got a bunch of lockers, armory lockers, standard lockers for you to store a few bits and bobs inside. There's your 2 beds. Of course, around to there, there's your little way to get in and out. Then onto this section is a very odd section. You don't really see too much on big ships or on stations because it does add in a lot of wasted space. It does look quite nice for how it's just been rounded off. Into this part, there we go, there's our medical bay, our full-on medical bay block to respawn on and to change your outfit. There's your toilet, there's your shower, there's a little counter for you to decorate with a few knickknacks and whatever. And around here, your little jukebox to play a bit of music. Onto this part, there's your reactor, there's your kitchen block, our little table and all that. And onto that part, our doorway to get in and out once again, which is basically the same as what we saw on the opposite side. So with this part, that's basically all there is into this section. So what we're going to do now is come up these steps and head up to that very little room at the very top of the station. So up here, past our O2H2 generator, onto this part, all the way around, and now we're at the very tip top of the station. So now we've got to open up this, close up this, and here we are on a very small little room. So here's our final air vent connected up to that massive pillar of our O2H2 generator, and that cargo container and refinery at the very bottom of the station. And a small little desk there for you to do your work on, and peer out and see what's going on with the world. But yes, as for that, that's pretty much it with this station, all it has to offer. It's a lovely little station to use in your world if you want to have something very fancy and slightly different compared to the traditional bases that we see on the workshop. But you do have to be very careful drones are enabled in your world due to the fact that it can destroy this space very easily by removing one of those pillars. And of course you will add in a few bits and bobs on the floor below, such as a refinery and more assemblers and all that, if you want to actually use it as such. And with that, the only thing left to do is of course to blow up one of the pillars below the station, then watch the tower come crashing down to the ground to see what kind of damage we can cause to it, because there's not too much else to talk about with this thing. It's just a nice little base for you to customize and use in survival mode if you do want to have a more riskier base. With the free camera all the way over here, what I've got to do now is just remove one of these pillars, there we go, and then grab and hold my character once again, get rid of that, hopping into here, and I'm coming to here and converting it to a ship, there we go, back to the free camera, and there we are, there goes the station. It's now going to go all the way down to the ground in the first person view. Once again, this is what it looks like sitting on the couch. It's exceptionally scary to see, well, the world just spinning all around me. There is the ground in the distance, there is the side of the mountain, we are slowly sliding down it, all the blocks are getting destroyed. Where we're going to end up, I'm not too sure, but it looks like we are coming to a stop. Will we keep going? Yes, we will. It looks like the swimming pool is sort of in one piece. I'm actually surprised the docking pad over there, or the landing pad, is still in one piece. I would have thought that would have been the first thing to go. There we are, still slowly coming all the way down. That looks like we have stopped. What kind of damage has happened to the tower? So there is the base, down to here is where we've ended up. And it looks like we are still in roughly one decent piece. We could easily salvage this if we've got a ship or a large ship and just basically connected it up to it. We could easily just move it all the way around and bring it upright again. And as for the overall damage, a bit of fire here and there, a bit of smoke here and there, but still in largely one piece and easily repairable. But yes, that's enough of me messing around with this tower. There'll be a link to it in the description below to just download it and play around it yourself. Highly recommend you do. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.